Could you go camping and not have your cell phone?
You know how like a crackhead starts scratching when they don't have no crack? No. Nah, son.
You think Americans are spoiled?
Just saying.
This podcast is a wrap.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't care about the scene. I don't care about the location. All that matters not to me. But you wherever I go, baby. I just need you by my side. Yeah. That's until the day I die.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
In
Welcome.
the place to be.
Welcome to the Trip Mode Podcast. What do you want to talk about today? I have a couple topics I'm thinking about.
You know what? I did not prepare. I did not plan for topics to talk about.
You're fired.
Okay, I'm fired.
Get out.
Then, so.
Okay, so I learned about this new trend. A lot of the younger people who are doing camping now, they're shunning technology. Like any technology, they're trying to be as rustic as possible camping. I'm not sure I could do that this day and age. Could you go camping and not have your cell phone, a TV? And we still have the RV, but we'd have to get rid of all technology. No music, you have to read a book, go for a walk, go for a hike, just shut everything off.
If I really had to do it, I could probably do without the cell phone and the laptop and stuff, but I got to have a TV. Like, I'm a TV whore. Like, I got to watch TV. If there's nothing else, I got to see something on TV.
I'm similar, but I don't need a TV, but I do have to have my phone though.
I know.
I gotta have my phone.
I know.
Because we're always, I'm taking pictures. I like to shoot video. I like to do a little video editing.
What?
I do my Wordle in the morning, right? I check the latest news.
Yes.
Right? I mean, but anyway, so I need my phone. But I can go without it though. If we should try doing a camping trip where we don't have any technology. Everything. Even cooking.
We could try that, but that would be hilarious.
Even cooking.
You know how like a crackhead starts scratching when they don't have no crack?
After that first day, so first of all, we don't cook as much as we used to when we go camping. We do, we go out a lot to eat, excursions.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
we do.
technically we don't have to cook, but I want to cook, and we could cook.
Yes,
we can use charcoal. I have a charcoal grill.
Yes, we could do that.
I have a propane grill too. I mean, it's relatively, there's some technology,
but fire pit at the campsite if you really want to cook.
If they have one, I could use that. Like when with the Sun Outdoors, they didn't have a
fire pit.
Oh, the fire pit. Oh, you said use a fire pit.
Fire pit.
Oh, yeah, we could cook. Yeah, over fire, the firewood.
Yeah.
I could do that. I have a thing you stick in the ground and it flips over top of the camp, over top of the fire. You can cook and grill on top of that. What else do I have? We got charcoal grill. I have a charcoal grill. Got a little cast iron charcoal grill.
The smoker.
The smoker. What smoker?
The little pit boss.
That's technology though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're talking like fire up some wood or fire up some charcoal.
Oh, yeah.
The coffee, we don't have to have the coffee maker. I mean, we got to have the RV because that's the way we camp, but.
Well, that's technology though.
But I'm saying, I don't think I could ever go 100%. I'm just saying if I had to eliminate some of the things that are modern technology things, I could. Well, that's not doing anything. Oh, it's but yeah, if I could eliminate some of that stuff, but like if I had my phone and I could cook, we can cook over the firewood. The problem with that is when it's raining, you're screwed. We could cook on the oven. I mean, on the stovetop. It's just a propane stovetop in the.
You'd have to have some technology. You wouldn't have to have everything, but you'd have to have some.
But yeah. But we know
you could just eat sandwiches.
We know you can't go camping without. You gotta have RV. You can't.
I gotta have a bed.
You can't go in a tent. We're not going camp. We're not going tent camping.
No.
Nah,
son.
I mean, we're gonna downsize our RV at some point. So maybe when we do that.
Well, yeah, like we could go back to the RV that we had.
It's still gonna have a bathroom. It's still gonna have. Well, I'm definitely not going that rustic where I go use the bathroom in the woods.
No, we got to have a toilet too. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is that? Oh, that's a plane. I thought that was a.
No, that's a drone.
That's a drone. That's kind of small to be a plane.
Drone over here.
Yeah, but that's a big drone.
Oh.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up? All right, man. Later. Nice truck, man.
It is nice.
Yeah, that did look like a drone, didn't it?
It was a drone.
Maybe it was an Amazon delivery drone.
Oh.
I heard they're testing that out here in the area.
Oh.
But yeah, so yeah, I don't know if I could go technology. So speaking of technology, you think Americans are spoiled? Like I saw these videos where those folks from Europe were coming over from the World Cup, and they were all talking about how great it is here, and why we got air conditioning, and they don't have air conditioning, which they don't need it as much as we do because it's not as hot. Some other technology conveniences. They were talking about how big the cars are, how big the roads are. But we don't recognize that. We don't. A lot of Americans complain about a lot of stuff. We don't see all of this stuff as like great. It's like we're so used to it. So my question is, are we spoiled? Or are we just taking things for granted?
That's a good question.
Or is that the same thing? Is that the same thing?
But I think a lot of corporations have more liberty over here in the U.S. than they do in other countries. I think other countries' governments kind of keep the corporations in check, whereas over here they can put out pretty much whatever they want as long as it don't like kill you instantly.
Well,
and they just they manipulate Americans to.
Yeah, but the Europeans see that as nice. They come over here and go, "This is nice," and we look at it as this sucks. And like, but they come over here and they go, "Oh my God, look at the size of this car. This is nice. It's comfortable. We have air conditioning." The one guy said he walked into the building. He was like, "It's like walking into a refrigerator." It's like he was like this. And one guy was saying was like, Americans have ice everywhere. Every restaurant has ice.
Where was this person from?
I don't know, but apparently where he was from, they don't
have no ice.
They have it, but it's like a luxury. It's like you don't go everywhere, and it's like the ice is not a thing. And the free refill thing. So a lot of the restaurants give free refills, and they were coming over here like, wait a minute, you're telling me I could get another one of these for free? And they was like, you can get as many as you want. And the guy just kept drinking it. And that was enough. So all these little things that we do over here that we take for granted, they came over here and see it as, wow, this is amazing. And I'm trying
now they're going to go back and start complaining like, hey.
Air conditioning might be more of a thing. People go back there and be like,
well, yeah.
Because it's getting warmer over there.
Because a lot of people don't believe in climate change, but I do. And it is getting warmer around the world.
Right. So
they're going to start having to deal with that.
England was very hot. And I saw somebody posted on Facebook, and they're like, look, it's 85 degrees in London. And I was like, and my first instinct was, that's not hot at all. That's actually pleasant. I would love to have an 85-degree day here in North Carolina. But for them, especially if you don't, a lot of the buildings, especially in London, and they don't have air conditioning. They just never. That's not an infrastructure thing that they have. I went to London. They didn't have air conditioning. They don't have it because they don't need. It's not. If you go there in the summertime, especially in the early part of the summer, you wake up in the morning, that marine layer comes over, and it's like hazy. It's kind of cool, and then it's kind of like California. That marine layer rolls in, it's hazy, and then as soon as the sun starts coming up, that marine layer gets cooked off, and then now it's sunny. Mm-hmm. But it never gets to 100 degrees over there. So anything over 80 degrees, it starts to get hot for them. And if you don't have air conditioning, if you're old, kids, older people, that's an issue when they're that hot in the house.
Yeah. Have you guys noticed the temperature changing, like gradually over the years? Is it getting hotter where you are? Like, let us know in the comments. Have you noticed any of that? Do you guys believe in climate change? Because I think it's a real thing. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Obviously, it's getting hotter. I mean, come on, 90 degrees.
But people are denying it. Some people are like, nah, the earth always gets hotter. Like the climate always changes. Like they are denying that that's a thing.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely hotter because I don't remember. We moved here 2014. We bought the house in 2013, moved here in 2014, and I could go sit out on the porch. I could go in the garden and go work out there. Now, there's days and days that go by where I can't even go out there. It's too hot. It's 98 degrees and humid, every day for days and sometimes weeks.
Yes.
That didn't used to happen before.
I
That's
feel like
not
that
normal.
started like during COVID. It started being like really hot, and we
It's-
couldn't sit out there
Yeah.
in the backyard for a while. And the mosquitoes. I think the mosquitoes have gotten worse, like within the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. But I do think them coming over here from Europe and having a different perception of us and what they've learned was part of it.
Well, somebody
'Cause
was
they-
saying, I'm sorry, somebody was saying online or some video that we were watching where all they have is like American movies and then
Politicians, the
media.
people
Yeah.
telling what they
so
what
their
to think about
perception
America.
of us is like horrible.
Yeah.
So they're having the same thing that we're having. Like when we see videos of like Africa or places like that.
Yes.
Like
yes.
we think it's like all
you see it through
shitty.
the lens of media.
Excuse
You've
me,
never
I'm
been
sorry.
there.
It's all bad. But it's not. You have to actually go for yourself and see for yourself.
And it's just like any other place here in America. There's good parts and there's bad parts.
Exactly.
And if you look at the media is only funnel a certain
They
perception.
tell you what they want you to
And a
know.
lot of countries over there think that, first of all, there is a lot of gun violence here.
Yes, yes, that's true.
Right? So they're going to think, as soon as I come over here, I'm going to get shot. But that's all they see.
And they think we're all rude.
And they don't see that some of that stuff is concentrated in certain areas. It's just like any other country. There's certain pockets in countries and cities where you know not to go. It's the same here. When you come here, there's certain places where you go and you don't go based on your sensibilities.
Yep.
Simple as that. But a lot of them came over here with negative perceptions of mostly the people. Most of the people that came over here thought we were all rude,
Right.
Because that's what they
Right.
see, and they had that perception. Well, that's not the case. They're going to these second and third tier cities that don't get depicted in the media. I forget what cities the World Cup was in, but if you go to like Oklahoma City or some of these Charlotte, some of these second and third tier cities that are relatively metropolitan, they're not as violent as what they see on TV.
Yeah.
There was a guy that came over from South Africa. He was walking around, and he was walking through a park. I think it was in Texas. He's walking through a park, and he was like, there's women walking around with their jewelry on, and people with their cell phones in their hands. He was like, you can't do that in South Africa. You get robbed. You can't, nobody walks around with any jewelry on, or women don't walk around by themselves. He's like, women walking by themselves with jewelry on, people with cell phones. He pointed at a semi-truck was driving by.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you see how slow that semi-truck's driving? You couldn't drive that slow in South Africa because somebody's going to jump and try and open up the back and steal everything in there.
Really?
Yeah. So he said, this is amazing. So we take for granted that
Wow.
you see on the media that our crime rate's this and high, whatever. And like I said, it's different pockets and different areas, but the perception is that that's the way it is everywhere. And a lot of people come from other countries and see some of the things that we take for granted. So my question is, are we spoiled? Do we take for granted or overlook the things that are nice in this country because the media only talks about the things that are bad, and we actually consume the same media that they see?
Maybe
yeah.
to a certain degree we are. I mean, and it goes both ways too. Like we were both in the military, and like I had never been to a third world country before I went in the military. I don't know, is Turkey considered like a country? Or it used to be maybe?
on the borderline, because
Yeah.
it ebbs and flows. Turkey.
I mean, I hadn't never learned anything about Turkey, but I actually got to go there and was like shocked. I'm like, I'd never seen anybody living like in those kinds of conditions before I went there.
Yeah,
Like,
but like I said, you can go
yes.
some places in this country and go there and see the
But
same.
the poorest area in this country don't look like
No,
Turkey.
but there's some areas that kind of getting there. Where you go there, it's
No.
like, people live here?
Like
But
I'm
it-
talking, you see like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 people riding on a freaking. How you get all them people on a moped?
Because you have to. They do what they have to. That's how they get that many people in.
Crazy to me. And then the driving in the streets, like there's no, like you just get in where you fit in, basically. Like there's
So
no.
you're saying we are spoiled in America?
to a certain
it
degree,
could be worse.
In things we are, yes.
It could be worse.
Yes, we are.
So
yes.
yeah, we. But also another thing about living in this country is that you don't want to take your foot off the gas. You don't want to go You don't want any politician or anybody telling you that you got it good, just shut up and enjoy it. We should always be looking to make things better and better and better.
Our Constitution allows us to
form a more perfect union.
Yes.
So anybody that tells you that this is enough, that's not what the idea of America is about, right? The land of the plenty means we should have an abundance mentality, but we also shouldn't be unsustainable, right? You don't want to like burn the country down or burn the world up because of our ambitions, but you also don't want to thwart our ambitions. Because I noticed that when I went over to London, they would make jokes about how Americans think they can do everything. Literally, the guy told me that I was working with over there from London. He was like, man, Americans think you can do everything. Because we have this, and we always think things can be better. That's why most Americans think they're eventually going to be rich.
You never settle. You always want more. You always want to.
Because it's there. If you play the game and you understand the formula, there's a lot of opportunity here. Whereas some countries, there's no opportunity to do that. To make yourself better, to move from one class to another. Once you're born into that class, that's pretty much where you're stuck.
Yes.
So I think Americans.
That's why everybody wants to come here. The land of opportunity is a real thing.
There's a lot of opportunities.
But there are people who are trying to squash that now. They're like, wait a minute now, y'all got a little too much opportunity now. Hold on.
but I think that people coming over here and realizing how great things are, because it's different in their country. We don't see it that way. We should say this. There's a lot of opportunity to do things. There's a ton of, if there's money you want to make, if you want to travel, there's beautiful sights to see. We can literally drive from state to state to state to state, 50 countries. Europe is basically like the US. It's a bunch of countries that are right in close proximity to each other. But driving from one country to country, I think you can do that now. I think you can have a universal European passport. I have to double check that, where you can go from country to country. But in the U.S., you can just pick up and drive from one state to the other, book a hotel, and you're there. There's no check-in, there's no checking in, nothing.
But now, like, how long has that been the case?
Driving from state to state has always been that way.
Not for us.
Well, that's a whole different topic. You want to do that on the next?
Saying,
you want to talk about?
I mean, you can only talk from your own perspective, right?
No, I'm saying we can make that a whole nother. That's a whole nother topic.
Well.
But there's nobody standing at the border checking to make sure you're okay to come into the state.
No.
But anyway, so I think Americans are spoiled, but I still don't think we should take the foot off the gas and expect more out of our politicians, our leaders.
Keep what we already have. So we don't want any politicians in there that's trying to take us back or like narrow our opportunities. Yes.
So people coming over here and saying how great it is kind of confirms that America's on the right track in a lot of ways. I think America's biggest challenge, and this is me getting on my soapbox, is that the scalability of the federal government, because the federal government does have a lot of tentacles. States are supposed to be independent entities and have their own rights and do their own thing. The federal government is supposed to stitch all that together with a common defense. Right, the stuff you read, the preamble, what's in the Constitution, they're supposed to provide, but they've got a lot of big benefits programs that cost a lot of money. So those things have to be maintained. The question is it scalable based on the original intent of the 50 states and their independence? Should each state have its own retirement plan for like Social Security? So the government had to step in to do these things. But is it scalable? That's one problem. And the other problem is affordability. America grew and became powerful, and as a result, it built a huge middle class, and a strong middle class. A bigger middle class than any other country ever has in the history of the world. And that backbone may not be able to be sustainable. That's the two biggest challenges, I think, is affordability and being able to move into the middle class, and then whether the federal government is scalable as we go to 300, 400, 500 million people, because we're at 300 million now. And when we get up to 500 million, can it still sustain that? That's I think is the biggest challenge. And that's my take on whether or not we're grateful or not. But we should, I think Americans have taken a lot of things for granted, but I don't think we should take our foot off the gas and want more.
Well, I think people are starting to realize that democracy is not. It's not a given.
That's
like
what
you
I just
have
said.
to
You don't take a step off the
maintain
gas.
that.
You can't take your foot off the gas. So no matter what administration's in there, they're all going to try to make a decision to kind of leave their stamp on this country. We're gonna do this, right? You don't want to give away the bank, but you also don't want to try to funnel it to a small group of people.
Yes.
But that becomes your middle class affordability issue. So I think if you boil it all down to all the stuff they're doing is, can the federal government continue to scale as we get bigger and more diverse, because a lot more people are immigrating? Can it scale and continue to maintain and manage the country? And can people afford to live a decent life and feel like they're free? All the other stuff around it is just noise, because administrations come and go. The question is, can it do those two things?
Yes. So let us know what your take is on this. We want to hear what you have to say
About this topic and the previous topic about
Yes.
whether or not you could camp without technology. Can you do your week or two without any technology? Don't get rid of your RV, but can you just kind of strip away and just do it without any technology?
And you don't even not even with the RV, because we go camping, but not everybody camps. Can you just go out somewhere and not have your phone or any technology? Because there's been a few times where we've left to go places, we had to turn around and go get the phone because you was like, oh shoot, I don't have my phone.
Oh yeah, because we're trip mode. We take videos and we publish them, and that's part of the whole thing. So I need my phone. I mean, I guess I could use your phone.
No,
But then I gotta check my Facebook feed. I gotta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like we wasn't doing this 20 years ago, right? Like, what did everybody do before cell phones?
We talked to each
can't
other.
remember that.
I think I read more books. I had newspapers. I used to buy a lot of magazines.
Yes.
I used to get magazines and thumb through them and read. So
And
that's
I just
how
watch TV.
And she watched TV. Well, I used to watch more TV too. Before social media,
Yes.
I don't even have a favorite TV show right now. So I have to have my technology to.
YouTube, I
Just
think, is
about.
our favorite thing. We just watch YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. I don't even really. The only reason why we keep regular, so to speak, TV, we have YouTube TV.
Yes.
In addition to YouTube, is because I want
why
to check
we-
the. We don't. I don't really need it.
Because we're not watching the news.
We check the news
Yeah.
every now and then. I will tune into the news if there's a big breaking story, but most of it is just breaking news that's not really breaking news. So, yeah, we don't really.
should probably try to get
Major
rid of it.
sporting events pop up every now and then. I do get the NFL Sunday ticket because I got to watch my Browns. We're here in North Carolina, so I got to watch.
Because I
my
had
Browns.
wanted to keep it for a while too, because I was watching the Real Housewives stuff, but I don't watch that anymore.
We should
so-
try. We can turn it off for 6
Yeah,
months.
I
They'll
think
let
we
you
should try
pause
that.
it for 6 months and see if they'll let you pause it for however long you want, and then if you don't use it, then don't turn it back on.
Yeah, we should try that.
All right, so we definitely want people watching YouTube because this is on YouTube. So
Yes.
we're gonna wrap this one up and think about what we're gonna do for the next one, and that's it. How do we sign off?
We'll see you guys on the next one.
Trip mode deactivate.
Hump Day. Wednesday's Hump Day, right?
We may not do this on Wednesdays though.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
All right, that's it. Peace out. How about that? Hit them with the 1990s. Peace out.
Peace out. Yes.
How we stop this? Let's stop.
We the only thing I see forever and a day is you and me, and they can't replicate this unity. No pressure. I can see them watching and they try to do better, but you one in a million, you ain't average. Girl, I promise I'ma have you living lavish. Take a trip, girl, we're about to vanish. 'Cause I'll go anywhere, just as long as you with me.